They all ignored the quiet girl sitting alone in the corner, but when their deadliest warrior faced her, just one strike erased him from existence. What was hidden behind her silence would change the entire galaxy forever. Watch closely, because this isn't just a story of strength. It's a story of power they never saw coming. The Grand Hall buzzed with the clamor of warriors from different planets and clans gathered for the annual Galactic Combat Tournament. This was no ordinary event. It was where the fiercest fighters proved their might, earning glory and respect across the galaxy. Among the glittering displays of strength and flashy weapons, the eyes of most attendees were fixed on the towering champions and seasoned veterans showcasing their prowess. In one dim corner, almost invisible among the crowd, sat a quiet girl. She was young, barely noticed, dressed simply, with no grand weapons strapped to her side. Her name was Lyra. She didn't boast or shout like the others. Instead, she observed, calm and collected, her sharp eyes missing nothing. The others assumed she was a weakling, a nobody, just a quiet spectator who had somehow managed to get into the tournament. No one knew where she came from or what secrets she held. She didn't speak unless spoken to, and even then, only in whispers. Meanwhile, the top warrior of the tournament, Vraxis, a brutal and undefeated champion known for his ruthless strikes and unbreakable armor, laughed loudly among his followers. He was a giant of a man, his presence filling the room like a storm. Vraxis enjoyed mocking the lesser fighters, and he was especially dismissive of anyone who didn't match his arrogance, especially the quiet girl in the corner. "Look at her," he sneered to the crowd. "She's nothing but a shadow. No strength, no fire. A waste of space in this tournament." The crowd laughed, joining Vraxis in their scorn. Lyra's expression remained unchanged, but inside, a fire burned quietly. She had trained for years in secret, mastering a style of combat unlike anything anyone had ever seen, one that relied on precision, speed, and an understanding of an opponent's weaknesses rather than brute force. When her name was finally called to enter the arena, the murmur turned into outright laughter and disbelief. How could this silent girl stand against Vraxis, the unstoppable giant? As Lyra stepped forward, she didn't carry the weight of doubt. She was ready, not for glory, not for applause, but to prove that quiet strength could shatter even the loudest arrogance. The crowd fell silent as the two opponents faced each other. Vraxis snarled, ready to crush what he saw as a mere insect. Lyra's eyes glimmered with calm focus. Then, in a flash, faster than any eye could follow, she struck. One perfect strike, aimed at a hidden weak point in Vraxis's armor. The giant fell, defeated before the crowd could even react. The hall erupted, not with mockery, but with stunned silence followed by cheers. They had ignored the quiet girl in the corner, and now, she had erased their top warrior in one strike. After that shocking victory, Lyra's reputation spread like wildfire. The same crowd that had ignored and ridiculed her now looked at her with awe and respect. But Lyra was not interested in fame. She wanted something far greater, a chance to change the way strength was seen in the galaxy. She knew that many warriors relied on brute force and intimidation, but she had mastered a different path. Lyra's style was an ancient art from her homeworld, passed down secretly through generations, a combination of stealth, agility, and strategic strikes that exploited even the most fortified defenses. The tournament organizers, stunned by the defeat of their champion, challenged Lyra to face other warriors, each more powerful and cunning than the last. They expected her to falter. But with each fight, she moved like a shadow, calm, efficient, and devastating. Among the many who watched her rise was an enigmatic figure, an old master known only as Cairo. He had searched for years for a warrior who could restore balance to the galaxy's chaotic wars. He saw in Lyra not just a fighter, but a symbol of hope. "You have something they don't," Cairo said when he finally approached her. "Not just strength, but wisdom. Power that doesn't scream, but commands respect." Lyra nodded, knowing that her journey was just beginning. The galaxy needed more than champions who sought glory. It needed warriors who understood the true meaning of strength. Meanwhile, the factions that once mocked her began to plot. They feared what Lyra represented, a challenge to their dominance and their old ways. Some even tried to sabotage her, spreading rumors and hiring assassins. But Lyra was prepared. Her silence was her shield, her mind sharp like a blade. She moved forward, undeterred. Her story spread across star systems, inspiring those who had been overlooked or underestimated. She became a beacon for the quiet, the unseen, and the underestimated. And as the next great battle loomed on the horizon, the galaxy waited, with bated breath, to see what the quiet girl in the corner would do next.